Howdy, y'all. Hopefully somebody will join us. I'm doing a Facebook of this too. Okay. Hopefully somebody will get on here in just a second. See what happens. Hey, Paul. Hi, Terry. David Allen. Mike Light this. Hey, Larry. Hey, guys. I'm not really gonna play a bunch of music. You know, I live down here in Texas now. I just moved from Nashville for 23 years. I'm living down here north of Dallas. And more has happened for me in the last 5 months. It's happened for me in Texas. It's happened to me 23 years in Nashville. And I'm just here, instead of writing and singing a bunch of songs that I just wrote, it's time to sit back and take respect to guys like this.
What about their grandchildren? How did that happen?
Merle Haggard, check him out.
You know, if you go really down into the depths of things, it was about truancy. The education that I needed, I knew was not in that classroom. So I was staring out the window. All right, so you become a truant. Among things, you hot box cars and skip around. But that's truancy. How did it wind up leading to crime?
Well, when you go to jail for truancy, they don't separate you from the hardened criminals. So, there's some old war.
So I'm watching Merle Haggard talk about being in prison.
What sounded like successful possibilities in the area of crime, you know.
Kind of a crime school?
You bet. I started to idolize people that
Listen to this.
Bonnie and Clyde and John Dillinger. The possibility of having a career in music was way out of reason. I didn't think that was possible, so I took to studying the band way. When I went to San Quentin, maybe for 18 months or so, I might have just really had a lot of fun there. I was playing music, and I had a job in the laundry, and the guy that was running the laundry didn't know whether we were there or not. We'd slip out onto the football field and play guitars. And I had quite a business going. I was selling beer and cigarettes, and had a loan company. And
hey, Jerry.
Yeah. So I went to the parole board, and suddenly reality was slapped.
We're sitting here watching Merle Haggard.
Leaned across the table and said, "Looks like you're having a real good time here."
So he's in prison.
And I hadn't really thought about that.
He's in prison. Merle Haggard's in prison, where Johnny came out and saw him. But he's in there, and the last thing on his mind is playing music. But he had time to play. But he also he got a business there. Check it out. Merle Haggard, mighty Merle Haggard.
That way, you know, and he said, "No. Talk to you later."
But you were in the audience as a prisoner at San Quentin.
Well, see, hold on. Watch this.
I had a job in the laundry, and the guy that was running the laundry didn't know whether we were there or not. We'd slip out.
So he'd slip off and go play. Look, listen to this.
And I had quite a business going. I was selling beer and cigarettes.
He's in prison selling beer and cigarettes.
Had a loan company and
had a loan company.
So I went to the parole board. Suddenly reality was slapped in my face. One of the guys in there said, leaned across the table and said, "Looks like you're having a real good time here." And I hadn't really thought about it that way, you know. And he said, "No. Talk to you later."
But you were in the audience as a prisoner at San Quentin. when Johnny Cash came through and played.
Well, that was true. He didn't meet me, and I didn't meet him then. The day he was there was New Year's Day, 1958. He'd been over in San Francisco having a party the night before, and he'd sung or talked his...
Merle Haggard talking about Johnny Cash. Hey, Jim, what's going on? Hi, Brent.
Well, I thought, this guy's in trouble. You know, there's 5,000 men here. They can't talk. They can't sing.
I'll probably sing here.
I was engrossed with wondering how he was going to pull this off.
I'll probably sing here in a little bit. I ain't, you know, I'm not into showing, you know, off or... Anyway, if you like Johnny Cash and Merle Haggard, just going back, and I got a couple songs I'm going to play also, but man, this is just cool stuff. You know, watching Merle Haggard, who's been gone, and, you know, talk about Johnny Cash. And
well, first of all, country music was not like it is now. Country music...
Listen to this.
Down your nose.
Merle Haggard is going to tell you that you don't need a record deal these days. You don't. Now listen to this, everyone. I'm not kidding you.
At that time, compared to what it is now. And so, the visit of Johnny Cash was not all that cool in the joint. Before he started the show, he asked for a glass of water. Pointed at one of the guards, and this guard was standing in the daylight of the doorway chewing gum. And Cash had to, when he asked for the water, of course he had the audience, everybody was looking at him, and he mocked that guard. Well, he won the whole audience.
Yeah, the audience wouldn't dare to mock a guard.
No.
Hell yeah.
When Cash left, there was...
Hey, Shane Cleveland, I bet you are loving this.
You were one of them?
Well, I was the teacher. I mean, they all knew that.
Yeah, I can back it up if you want me to, Shay. I mean, so he's talking about, you probably already seen this one, but I'm just kicking back, checking this out. It's awesome.
Daylight of the doorway, chewing gum.
Talking about
Cash had to, when he asked for the water, of course he had the audience, everybody was looking at him, and he mocked that guard.
Well, hold on. Where's the
He won the whole audience.
Yeah, the audience
okay, sorry guys.
Dare to mock a guard.
No. When Cash left, there was guys all over that yard with guitars.
You were one of them?
Well, I was the teacher. I mean, they all knew that I played, and there must have been 20 guitar player, a kid that come up to me and said, "Can you show me how you did that intro on Folsom Prison Blues?" All of a sudden, we were more popular. We had more clout because we understood what that guy did.
Today, with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, did Johnny Cash still make it?
Oh yeah, if he wanted to. As I think about him, as I learned about him, as I grew to be friends with him, I was pleasantly informed that he was very, very intelligent. He was not your average knife in the drawer. A lot of that stuff, it sounded like it might have just been something they stumbled onto. They figured it out. They knew what they were doing.
Pretty much as you know what you're doing.
Well, true, yeah.
By the way, you're on Facebook, Twitter, you do all that, do you?
Yeah. My son does it all for me. I don't know anything about it.
Well, what do you think about that? Has it changed the music business?
Oh, sure. There's few people in the world that it's done as much for as it has me. I've already went to iTunes and cut a deal with them. They're going to pay me a lot more money than they pay Joe Blow to sell my records through them. I don't need a record company anymore for obvious reasons. I mean, it's because of the new electronic availability. I mean, there's no necessity for a record company. It's outdated.
For any artist, it's
Did you hear that?
difficult to describe your art.
How about that?
How would you describe your music?
Well, it's homegrown. It's truly from Bakersfield, California. It has its origination in the oil fields and the cotton fields of Southern California at a time when that part of the country was made up mostly of Texans and Okies and Harkeys and people from back east trying to find something.
Fleeing the Depression in some cases.
Yeah.
Desperate for work, they came by the truckloads to California from the 1930s to the 1950s. They weren't always welcomed by the locals, and many were forced to settle in migrant camps outside of towns like Bakersfield. The conditions were far from ideal, but they brought their music, which for many was their only escape. The Haggards also moved to
The old Texas troubadour.
Yeah, he was Willie's idol, he's my idol, he was the only guy in the 40s to outlaw ball. And Tommy Collins was a songwriter, singer that got some recognition in the mid-50s. And he was touring with Ernest Tubb one time, and his biggest hit song was a song called "You Better Not Do That."
Yeah.
And he told Ernest, he said, "I'm sick of that song." He said, "I just can't do it anymore." And Ernest said, "That's bad, Tommy." He said, "That's
This is what I'm doing.
Ticket. They're not a curse, they're a blessing. Those songs are..."
So, this is what I'm doing. I'm just hanging out. What the hell was that? I'm just hanging out. What are y'all doing? Let me see who's on here. Hey, Charlie. I'm just chilling upstairs watching a Merle Haggard and playing my guitar.
I get emotional about it.
Watching Merle Haggard.
Because it was written as a tribute to your mother. Your mother must have been heartbroken a number of times as you went away from school.
I can't imagine what you went through. Now, I've got 6 children of my own, and it's not just a phrase. I really can't imagine what she went through. It must have been awful.
Well, you've written so many.
Watching him go through his life.
My opinion. Not the consensus, is unanimous opinion. In the heart of hearts, down where you live, what's your own favorite?
Well, I've never really answered that. If I had to choose one song, it would probably be "Mama Tried." I think it's more poignant than "Okie from Muskogee." "Okie from Muskogee" is a hit for other reasons.
Yeah.
Which a lot of them I'm not sure of.
Well, it's pretty well known that you went through a fairly long period, where I can't say your attitude was you wish you hadn't written something. You weren't ashamed of it.
So I'm just spending some time with Merle, and now I'll spend some time with you all. Let me see here. Hold on. That's my dad and my stepmom. Right there on that album. See that album right there? That's my father and my stepmama. And that's my mama. It's like up there. And so I'm just picking a little bit of guitar. Not really doing anything. I hope that's okay by you. Here we are. How fast we fell in love. Gave it all to Jesus. But what's been said in wait my whole life over for a woman just like you. Yeah, I thank God night after night when you came true. Yes, here you are, my precious rose, sleeping in my arms. I'm just working this song out. You are my precious rose, sleeping in my arms. Might be a little bit too lovey-dovey. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing up here. Hey, how's your night tonight? Hi, Betty. How you doing? Hey, Lori. Hey, Dilberto. I'm just chilling out. Like I said, that's my baby right there. And but yeah, I'm watching this thing on Merle Haggard. I love Merle Haggard. You like Merle Haggard? Baby, you like Merle Haggard? In that crowd I'm looking at. Let me see here. There. What are you hollering about? Oh. One more last shot with tears in his eyes. There's no disguising his love for her just won't die. And he plays her songs, he sings along like he's done 10,000 times. Without her here, there ain't enough beer to drink her out of his mind. Everyone loved songs that she sung and how she stood by her man. Oh, he'll never stop loving her, no, there's no way he can. Newspaper read, yeah, now that she's dead. Well, he'll never let down the pain that he put her through. But he never knew her voice would drive him insane. We play her song, we sing along like he's done 10,000 times. Without her here, there ain't enough beer to bring her out of his mind. He waves off his fans as he tries to stand and pour himself in a cab. As he rolls down the street, well, she sings D.I.B. Oh, see once again. He plays her songs, he sings that song like he's done 10,000 times. But without her here, there ain't enough beer to drink her out of his mind. He'll never stop loving her or drink her out of his mind. going on, Clarence? I can't see you from back here. Hey, Gilberto. There you go. Man, got a few people here. Are you on, babe?
No, baby, I'm asleep.
All right, then. Let's see. Your picture of your mom and Mrs. Patsy are gorgeous. Oh, yeah. Thank you. That's my baby right there. She's just beautiful. Look at her. Got this one. Look at that. See that? And then that was the first night we met. But at the airport, this is what she was dressed in because she knows I love Merle and Monroe. Look at this. I thought, get that. I saw her at the airport. That's the first time I ever met her. Laid eyes on her. She had that on. Can you believe that? Oh, she's crazy. I mean, it was just, I told her, get that shit off, because we was already talking to where we could, anyway. Huh?
Because I loved you already.
You know, there for a while, I just thought, man, why does she want me? And I kind of figured that she's going to take me for everything I have. And, so you really got to be careful about that stuff, you know. It's just, I'm pretty much sure she's going to take me at least for half of it that I have, but pretty much for everything I have. That's why she's with me. Ain't that right, babe? I got you figured out, don't I?
Yeah.
Told you. Say what now?
The whole time.
That's right. Just jamming here. Have a million songs in my mind, but I just, you know, I don't know which ones to do. And I'm really not here to play a bunch of songs. Hi, Samantha. What's ha ha ha, Francis? But, anyway. Alright. Oh, this is cool. Get out of here.
But you thought it was misinterpreted. Can we talk about that?
Well, it changed its complexion. Like a chameleon over the years. I think they like it for different reasons now than they did when they first heard it.
Well, a lot of people when they first heard it, let's face it, saw it was an answer to what they would consider the hippie culture of the 1960s.
Yeah.
Counterpunch, if you will, to that.
Right. And it's different now. And last night when I did it on the show, I told them, you know, this is a song that I wrote for my father, who lived in the great state of Oklahoma. But I said I also wrote it for the people that smoke marijuana.
In your 70s, you've been married, what, 5 times?
I lost count. Yeah, I think so.
Well, what do you learn from 5 marriages?
Me too.
It's very, very important to pick the right girl.
Oh, me too.
This lady that I'm with now is gorgeous to begin with, but she actually likes me, I think. And you know, that'll sustain a good marriage. Just a little bit of love.
You don't have to work anymore. You don't need to work anymore. Why do it? Why fight it? Why hop on the bus and drive a couple of thousand miles to another date and
I'm scared of the loneliness. It'll get awful quiet, awful quick. If you want to be left alone, they'll leave you alone. People leave you alone. But you don't want that, and I don't want it either. I mean, we want to be
Yeah.
what we have been all of our life. We want to continue. We don't want to ever die. And you know that's the next big event once you retire. And
You're scared of the loneliness.
yeah.
Now, I thought Merle Haggard feared nothing on this.
There you go. Scared of the loneliness.
Loneliness is a terrible thing. You know, the older you get, the fewer people you know.
Scared of the lone.
You think about
Back
it,
in my-
they don't know anybody that's older than them. You know, and it's got to be a much better life if you're Merle Haggard with
You
a
think?
big fan base, trying to play and try to keep your craft up to standards, and I think that keeps you alive.
Tough.
I wouldn't argue that, but I want to come back because it's been playing in my mind. I said, why do you still do it? You said, but scared of the loneliness. But you're now happily married. You have 6 children even? Grandchildren yet?
Oh, I've got great-grandchildren.
All right, you have 6 children, grandchildren. Explain to me how you would say you're scared of the loneliness.
Well, at the same time I speak of those great-grandchildren, I don't know. And your family would be
Listen to this.
might be an acquaintance for a different reason, maybe the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Whereas your fans,
That's right, Samantha.
they really want nothing but a performance.
Hi, Nikki.
Somebody said money's not worth anything anymore, but they said, but it'll keep you in touch with your grandkids.
Ah,
You know, and it's my fear that they'll
so I'm watching Merle Haggard.
not be.
And that's about it. Just kind of chilling up here. Hey, babe, what time is it? Oh, you still got to call your mama. Why don't you go ahead and call her, get out of the way. Huh? I'm sorry? Anyway. Hi, Angie. I'm not doing anything really. Hey, Angie, you'll like this. I'm listening, or I'm watching Merle Haggard
Sincere with me when they
talking about.
tell me they love me.
But I want to end by asking a music question. Would you agree or disagree that probably the song you get the most credit for being the deepest and the best song you wrote was Singing Back Home? And the line within it, the warden led a prisoner down the hallway to his doom.
And I stood up to say goodbye like all the rest. Sing Me Back Home is one of my best songs, there's no doubt about it. I think that even people that